The first card you have for your past is the Knight of Cups. I think there was someone you're missing at this time, but I don't think you were actively missing them, if that makes sense. I think you were you're over someone from your past. You weren't upset over them, but they were still on your mind. You still had them on your mind. I'm not feeling any hurt around this. I think, you might have been hurt once by this person. I think you're very, very hurt or around separating from this person. But I think at this time you're quite calm. But I think, you weren't happy to be separated from them, but you weren't upset, you weren't crying or anything. It was kind of just okay. But this person was on your mind, and maybe this was partly habit. I think you'd gotten so used to them being on your mind all the time, no matter what you were doing. Even when you're doing mundane things like cleaning the kitchen or whatever, this person would be on your mind. And I think they still were on your mind at this time. I'm seeing that. But again, you were feeling okay. You weren't feeling really too upset about this. I don't know whether this was because you knew that they'd come back sometime, but I am getting a kind of a knowing feeling, a kind of a calm knowing feeling around you. Or, maybe you just knew that you were getting over this and that you'd be feeling better soon or whatever. But, you're kind of calm around this. Whatever was going to happen, I think you were kind of like, oh, well, whatever happens, happens. I'm not really ready for them now anyway. So, if they come back at some time, then we'll see what happens then. And if I get over them, great, that's fine. And this was a huge shift for you, I think, a shift on the inside, a shift emotionally. Because I think, you usually feel things so deeply, you feel things so strongly. You're very, very passionate, whether you feel love for someone, whether you hate someone, it's very, very strong. And I'm just getting this calm energy around you at this time, which I hardly ever get around Aries, actually. But I'm also sensing that, you still do care about this person. You still care about them in some way. It's sort of a strange kind of a limbo feeling, not quite moving on, but not feeling stuck or upset in kind of not having gotten over them either. It was kind of like, well, I'm in this place and that's where I am. It's that kind of feeling. So the next card you have for your past is the Eight of Cups. So, there was some kind of separation, obviously, between you that happened since this is your ex and you were looking back to them, you're thinking about them. And but this was a sort of might have been a sort of a drift. Maybe there was less and less communication between you until maybe you just finally separated. It might have been something like that. I'm not seeing any great big argument or anything like that, but there was a lot of hurt. There was a lot of hurt around this. I might have had an argument, but I'm just seeing this kind of that's it, and this kind of lack of communication going on over a long time. And you did put a wall up between you, like this wall of cups I'm seeing. I always see this as an emotional wall. And it probably looked to them as if you weren't thinking about them at all. I think they were looking at you and thinking, oh, they've moved on, they're busy, they have a great life, or they've got a busy life or whatever, they're not thinking about me. But you were thinking about them, you were. And a lot of your heart was closed off to them. I think if they had have come back to you at this time, you would not have taken them back. I think you would have been open to maybe sometime, maybe, I don't know. I think you're still a bit unsure, but I don't think you would have right at that time. I think you're it was almost like you're closed off to just about anyone anyway at this time, really. You might have spoken to them, but I don't think you would have taken them back at this time. There's this really weird limbo feeling. I can't quite get my finger on exactly whether it's kind of you're closed off or you're not. It's because kind of this half and half feeling. It's like you're thinking about them, but you didn't want them back. I hope this is all making sense. It's very strange. But yeah, your heart was closed to them. Part of you was still thinking about them. And on this wall of cups, there's a cup missing in the top row. The third one's missing. And you can kind of see this man. He's walking away and you can see him through the gap in the wall. So it was kind of like, you could see them, you could still see them in your heart. It was like you could see them through a small window, a window in your heart, if that makes sense. So your whole heart wasn't aching for this person. Your whole heart wasn't, I'm just trying to say, aching for this person. Your whole heart was fine, calm, okay. But you had a small window in your heart that was open to them, just a small one. I hope that makes sense to you. So the next card you have for your past is the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, you're mostly just by yourself. You're mostly just concentrating on yourself, concentrating on your work, business, whatever this was. But yeah, there's so much calm that I'm feeling around this. I don't think you've felt this calm for a long, long time. It's very, and I don't know whether this is calm or whether this is just, I'm just tired and I'm just kind of waiting things out. I don't really want to do one or the other thing. It might be that as well. I think your finances were definitely building up, or you were kind of on the way to this happening. And I think you did have other love options around you as well. Maybe, oh, sorry, that siren's really stopping my concentration. Go away. Go away. Okay, so they're not, okay, it's not me, I'm okay. Yeah, you had some options, you had some other love options, you had some people who were interested in you, I'm seeing. They might not have been around you, they might have been far away from you, but they were interested in you. That's what I'm seeing. Maybe long distance people. But I don't think you're interested in anyone. That's what this card's telling me. You were kind of calm and happy. I don't know about happy, but you're kind of okay, and you just wanted to be by yourself. That's what I'm seeing. You weren't interested in anyone at this time. Because, if you look at the woman in this card, she's holding a falcon, and falcons are hunters. They hunt for prey. But this falcon isn't hunting. He's kind of happy to be where he is. He's content to be with this woman in her beautiful garden. And I can see why I would be too. It looks beautiful. So you weren't out hunting. You weren't out hunting for anyone new. You weren't interested in anyone else at this time. I think you did have this other person on your mind a bit. I keep on seeing that. But you weren't chasing after them either. You weren't chasing after anyone. And this is a beautiful card because it can be about contentment and knowing and being patient and kind of being satisfied as an Aries can be. I don't think Aries is ever 100% satisfied with anything, but I think you knew that the right thing would come along at the right time. I think you kind of knew that it wouldn't have been the right time to have this person, this ex in your life that I'm seeing in the Knight of Cups. I don't think it would have been right to have anyone in your life at this time. I think you were doing a lot of work on yourself in different areas of your life. And I think you needed to really become a lot more settled, get a lot of things sorted out, and be a little bit more like the woman in this card, actually, before you let anyone into your life. But you weren't stressed, you weren't desperate for anyone, you didn't want anything happening, you didn't want any love or anything like that. You didn't want to be with anyone for this time at this time, but sometime in the future you will kind of think, well, sometime in the future that might happen. It's that kind of thing. It's like, well, okay, whatever, that kind of feeling. I hope this makes sense. I know I'm stumbling my words. I know my thought processes are a bit mixed up, and I've had that siren, so I hope that all made sense to you in your past. So the first card you have for your present is the Devil. Yes. So yeah, this is probably about you working on yourself, and I think you're working on your fears. I think you have some fears, you have inner fears. And even though there was a lot of kind of settlement around you, you kind of were settled at that time, a little bit settled, kind of as settled as you could be. I think, you still have these kind of inner fears that you have to address. That's what I'm seeing before you can actually move forward with anyone at all. The devil to a lot of people is about, hell and fire and evil people and people hurting you and bad stuff like that. To me, the devil is about fear most of the time. The devil is fear. The devil for you is your fear. And this fear, I think, might be stopping you from being your true self. It might be stopping you from living up to your full potential. It might be like a voice inside your head. It might be telling you that you can't do things, that you're not good enough. I know I always say this in Aries readings, but to people around you, you don't look like this at all. You look very bold, you look very brave. And if anyone saw what was inside you, they'd be very, very shocked that you have this fear inside you. And sometimes you use these fears in a positive way. Sometimes you can use them to channel them, to push yourself to do things. But I think you might be, I think you might actually be pushed, or you might be succeeding in one area of your life, really, really succeeding, which is fantastic. But maybe you're ignoring the one area or the two areas, or maybe even more areas where you need the most help, where you need the most work. So, whatever that thing is that makes you feel really, really horrible and nervous and worried when you go to do it, that's the thing you have to tackle. That is the thing that you have to tackle. And that is what's going to unchain you from this fear, from this devil. So I think the way to go about that, you probably know how to go about that, but if you have this great big fear, I think that the wrong way to go about it might be the way that you have been going about it, which is you might have been berating yourself. You might have said, why am I so stupid? Why can't I do this? Everyone else can do this. Why aren't I like Fred or Tim or them or her or anyone over there? They can all do these things. I can't. I'm stupid. I'm bad. I'm this. No. That is not going to get you over your fears. The way to get you over your fears is to look at the positive. How do you manifest things? How do you manifest things? Do you manifest things by saying, I can't do this, I'm stupid and I'm wrong? No. You manifest things by saying, this can be done. This can be done easily. I'll do this. Let me think about how I can. Okay, maybe I can make the first step toward what I want. It might take some time, but I can make one step, and then I'm one step closer to getting through this, getting over this, getting what I want. So let's do that. Let's think positively. Let's not think about how I don't want to have this fear and feel bad and feel this. Let's think about how I do want to feel. Let's think about what I want to do. So think to yourself, I want to be able to do this. I want to feel better in this situation. How am I going to do that? Some of it might be that you have to push yourself to do some things. But when you are doing that, if this is what you decide to do, and I think it is what you should do, you should push yourself in some areas, the ones that you fear the most. I think you really need to push yourself, but be kind to yourself as well. So say, right, I'm going to do this right now. In the next 10 minutes, I am going to take this action, but I'm going to be kind to myself while I'm taking this action. So I'm going to talk myself through this. I'm going to say to myself, you can do this, just this one thing. It's only one small thing. Let's just do this one thing, and then we can have a break and do something else. Then we can go back and take the second step, and we're another step closer to where we want to be. So that kind of talk, if that doesn't sound too crazy and cringy to you, that's just what's in my head. The way to tackle these things and the way to tackle the devil is to get away from the negativity, which is the devil, and move toward the positivity. That's what I'm seeing. I really hope that made sense to you, because I'm really feeling that you do have some big fear that you need to tackle. The next card you have for your present is the High Priestess. So, yeah, this might sound a bit strange, actually. Well, probably all of this sounds strange, but I'm actually seeing time slowing down for you a bit. I think you used to be rushing around trying to fit everything in, doing lots of things. And I think now you might have come to a time where you're able to get more done, especially in your work, in less time. And you might be not as stressed about the work that you have to do. And that might help you, that might be helping you to just get more done in a shorter space of time as well. Because when you stress about things, you're really using that stress as, you're putting a lot of energy into that stress, and that means you can put a lot less energy into what you are actually doing. So sometimes that kind of thing can take away from the time that you have or the work that you're doing, if that makes sense. So I think, you're able to kind of relax a little bit more around your work and get more done. So that was really good. Or you are at this time, this is in your present. I'm also seeing someone, Yeah, I'm seeing someone who's interested in you, actually. And I think I was seeing this person maybe in the night, sort of the Nine of Pentacles, not the Knight of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. So, yeah, they're interested in you romantically, definitely. And I think they try to talk to you quite a lot. And you might see them as just a friend, or you might not really know them that well. They might just be a casual person to you. You know, the High Priestess can be like a mysterious woman. She can be sitting above everyone else on her pedestal kind of thing. She kind of has a lot of secret knowledge. She has a lot of wisdom. And, you know, a lot of people talk about her, but I don't think a lot of people truly know her. And I think this is probably how this person sees you. I think, you know, you are distant from this person. And I think you're probably not thinking about loving anyone at this time. Even this person who's still on your mind a bit, this ex or whoever this was in the the Knight of Cups. But yeah, I don't think they're going to lose interest. I think even though you're kind of standoffish, or you're not really you're not really interested in them really, they're still going to be interested in you. And I think really the more you keep your distance, the more interested they are, the more fascinated in you they are. And I think, you know, if you don't know who this is, think about someone who pops up all the time talking to you, trying to get your attention. And don't worry, I don't think this is a crazy stalker or anything like that. I think you might have that fear because I think someone might have tried to kind of do something like that, maybe not stalking, but maybe something similar to that. They might have made you feel a bit afraid, someone. But this person isn't like that. They're just fascinated with you. They just think you're fascinating. And yeah, this is someone who reads things about you, looks for information about you. They might be looking at you on social media or something like that. But again, you know, don't worry. They're not going to harm you. They're not going to hurt you. But I don't think they're going away anytime soon. So the last card you have for your past is the Eight of Wands. So again, this person's trying to communicate with you. They're trying to communicate with you electronically through the air, because these wands are kind of flying through the air. Yeah, not face to face, so maybe through social media or something like that. And you know, that obviously, because there aren't any people in this card as well. Yeah, this communication coming from them to you, it's flying through the air. But I don't think it's hitting you. I think it's missing you. You might not even realize that this is how they're feeling about you. The wands are flying right over this house. There's a little house in the bottom left-hand corner of this card. You probably can't see it. There, you can see it. So, yeah, so it's flying over. It's not hitting the house. Whatever they're saying, whatever their feelings are, it's not hitting you. You're not either you're not realizing that this is how they're feeling, or you don't want to connect with them, or you just don't want to hear them, or you just don't want to notice them. It's either one or the other. I'm also seeing you suddenly realizing something, and I think you might suddenly realize something. You might have a kind of revelation about something, and then you're going to kind of make your mind up quickly about something. And I think this might be a life choice. I think this is something that you've been unsure about for a long time, and I think you've been thinking about lots of different options, but maybe you didn't have a clear choice in front of you. And you know, this has kind of been bothering you for a long time. And I think that now that you're just alone in your thoughts, like this woman in the Nine of Pentacles, I think the solution's going to pop up in your head at some time very soon, instinctively. And then you're just going to go with whatever that is instinctively, just like a true Aries. You're just going to go for whatever that is. And I think this is going to be a really big relief to you. And I think, you know, when you finally come to this decision, when you kind of follow your instincts and just do whatever this is, a lot of other things are going to flow from that. A lot of problems you've had, or a lot of things that you've been blocking, are now going to happen for you. And it's going to be your own mind that's going to remove whatever this block was. I don't think there's anyone going to come in and tell you what to do. I don't think there's any kind of circumstance that's going to happen. I think it's going to just happen in your mind. and it's going to happen instinctively, and then you're just going to be able to move forward with this big decision that you've been wanting to make for a long time. That's what I'm seeing. The first card you have for your future is the Empress. So yeah, I'm seeing an older relative. I'm seeing obviously a woman, because this is the Empress. I think this is someone who cares about you very deeply. I think they've cared for you for a lot, for a long, long time. And I think I'm seeing you talking to this person, and I think you talk about them. Not talk about them. You talk to them about your problems, and I think you can trust whoever this is totally. And I'm actually seeing reversed roles in this. So I think you might have taken care of whoever this is for a long time. You might have taken care of them by talking to them, maybe physically, maybe even financially. And I think they have taken care of you in that way a lot as well. So there's a lot of kind of give and take in this relationship. And I think at this time in the future, it's going to be your turn to take care of them. And I think you're going to be doing that just by talking to them, just by listening to them, just by being around them, and listening a lot. I see you listening a lot with this person. I think this person is going to have some problems. They might even have some physical problems. They might have some illness or something. It's not going to be serious. It's just going to be something quite small, but they are going to need someone to rely on, because I think a lot of people rely on this person. So I think you're just going to be there for them. You're just going to be listening to them. And I think you're just, they're just going to really, really appreciate you being there and just listening to them, rather than telling them what to do or telling them they should do this and that. They don't have many people in their lives that that just listens, and I think that's your role for them, especially at this time in the future, and they're going to really appreciate that. The next card you have for your future is the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, this is frustrating. The Knight of Pentacles always frustrates me, actually. Well, I'm an Aries, so of course. I think you are going to be moving forward with a lot of things. I think now that this roadblock I was seeing in the Eight of Wands is going to be kind of removed, and you're going to be really busy at this time. You're going to be taking action on a lot of things, lots of little things that you couldn't do before, I'm seeing. But I'm seeing that there are still some things, or one big area, specifically one big area in your life that you still feel stuck with. This is something that every time you go to do this thing, or you think about doing whatever this is, you get this horrible emotional reaction inside yourself, and you say, oh, I can't do this right now. I'll leave it for later. Oh, I can't. I just feel horrible around this. I can't do it. I know I have to, but I can't. I know I have to, but I can't. That's what I'm feeling around this. And this is the kind of thing I was seeing in the Devil card as well. So, I think if you did push yourself to do whatever this is, you would feel so much better afterwards. And I think you know that. It's like going to the gym. It's like lifting great big weights at the gym. I know this is more serious than that, but you don't want to go to the gym. Nobody wants to go to the gym. You go there, you lift this big weight, it hurts, you get muscle aches, you feel tired, you're sweaty, you don't like it. But afterwards, you come out, you have a shower, you sit down and you go, oh, I feel so much better that I've done that. I feel so much better knowing that I've done that for the day. I've been to the gym today. Isn't that fantastic? I've done that thing. This is how you're going to feel after you have accomplished this really, really hard thing. Yeah, the devil is still stopping you, your fear, and you're going to really just going to have to push through this. Because I'm looking at this knight and his tunic's red, the reins on the horse are red, everything's red. You know, his gloves are red, everything's red. So he's passionate about this. He wants to do this, but he can't quite do it. He's kind of stuck there. He knows he wants to do this. You know, and he's looking up at this coin as well, this beautiful golden coin. And he knows that if he does this thing, it's really going to benefit his life. It's going to light up his whole life and make it golden. So yeah, push yourself to do this thing. Really try to do whatever this thing. You're going to feel so much better after you've done this. And do what I was saying in the Devil card again. Go through it slowly. Don't say to yourself, oh, I'm stupid, I'm hopeless, why can't I do it? Don't do that. Go toward it positively. This is positivity. This is a golden coin. This is positivity. Say to yourself, what's one thing I can do toward this within the next hour? I know I can make a phone call. Oh, I'm dreading it. I feel terrible. Okay, I'm just going to sit down. I'm going to have a cup of coffee, whatever, and I'm just going to do it. Okay, now I'm going to pick up. Now I'm going to look at the phone. Now I'm going to dial the number, or not dial the number, press the keypad in, and then I'm going to listen to it, and then I'm going to see if anyone's there. If they're there, I'm going to talk to them. If not, I'm going to leave a message. Oh, I've left a message. Okay, that's done. Oh, I've done that. Right, first step. Just, you're going to, it sounds quite, it might sound like, oh, that's pathetic. I don't have to do that, blah, 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 blah. No, it's really good to go one step at a time and do one thing at a time and get yourself through things, especially something that you fear. The devil hates you getting through these things and achieving them. And it knows the only way you can do this is if you love yourself and you're kind to yourself and you get yourself through this that way. I hope this all makes sense to you. The last card you have for your future is, yes, the Tower. So that just throws that all out the window. No, it doesn't. But what I'm seeing is, yeah, with this Tower is, I think this is going to force you to do this. I think something's going to come up for you, and I think it's going to be set up in a way so that you're not able to get out of whatever this is. I think there might be something arranged for you, set up for you. Someone's going to say to you, oh, I've called this person, you have to go do this. And you'll be like, oh, no. But you have to do it. You're like, well, I can't get out of this. I have to do it. This is the Tower. You're going to be feeling like the Tower. No, no, no. But you're going to say to yourself, I have to do this. I have to. I'm going to look ridiculous. If I pull out of this, I'm going to look absolutely crazy. I have to do this. And you're just going to go ahead, do this thing. It's going to be so stressful. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be very stressful. But after it's done, you're going to feel amazing. After the Tower comes down, that's when you're going to have this awakening and you're going to say to yourself, I did this. I got through this. I did it. Now that I've done this, what can I do next? I can do anything. You'll get back to feeling like a true Aries. That is the true you. The true you is not the person in the devil. The true you is the person that could do anything. That is you. You can do anything. The Tower is going to be horrible. It's going to be nasty. You're not going to like it. But what comes after that is going to be the best thing for you. This is going to help you to achieve so much more after this Tower comes down. You're going to feel more at ease with yourself. You're going to know that you can do so many difficult things, so many other things, but you're going to have to go through this Tower moment to get there. That's what I'm seeing.